Hey everybody, today we're going to show you the simplest ribs in the world. I think we're going to make some baked potatoes. We'll let these smoke for about 6 hours and we'll show you how to make them foolproof. Now, everybody likes some baby back ribs, right? It brings me back to the Chili's commercials back when I was a kid. Baby back, I want my baby back ribs. Anyway, I like to go ahead and get those sometimes, but if you want to save a few bucks, sometimes you can go to a meat market where they sell whole primal cuts. And this is not a primal cut, but what they do is this is here a 3-pack of St. Louis style ribs. And the only difference between the St. Louis style and the baby back is on the baby back they trim off that section that has those little round pieces of grizzle in them. Quite frankly, it's great for pulling apart, very easy to eat around. And in this case, this was $2.59 a pound, so for $23 we got 3 racks of ribs. So what we're going to do is show you a very simple method, completely foolproof. It's the way we always do them because they're very forgiving this way. Let me first start by opening these guys up. We'll pat them dry and we'll get them set out here for seasoning. Just a moment. Now, when I'm cutting packages like this, I like to do it over the sink. If I'm outside, I'll do it in one of these little restaurant-style bus tubs. They're great to get. If you don't have one, go to a little restaurant supply store. I'll put a link down below, but they're really handy to have, even if it's just a place for you to store your stuff and then clean it when you get back inside, especially given that most of us are doing this outside by the grill, and we just don't want to keep going back and forth into the house. Now, I'm only lifting them up from the top here because I do want these to drain the liquid right into this particular bag. All right. Look at that. Didn't even make much of a mess here. Anytime you're smoking meat, it's better to have it sitting out of the fridge for about an hour. Otherwise, you're putting ice cold meat into a warm griddle or grill, smoker, whatever it happens to be. It's not going to hurt if we're doing this for a little while. Very easy to do. I like to pat these dry. Now, I know a lot of people will talk about using mustard as a binder or something like that. Honestly, if you do this, just pat these dry, wait a few minutes, and then season them. You really don't have to do that at all. You can trim these up if you want. You can pull a little bit of this fat off of here, but at the end of the day, this is flavor, and I actually don't see a lot of need to do this with ribs. So before we season, we're going to do one preparatory step that's really important. You ever go to somebody's house, they give you a rib, it's amazingly delicious, you pick that rib up, you take a bite, meat's tender, you bite into that little membrane, that tough part on the bottom, and as you go, you can't bite through it. The bone, you pull it out of your mouth to take a bite, the bone slips out, and the slab of pork kind of slaps you on the chin, and you got this big chunk in your mouth, and it's really tough to eat through. It's really simple to do. All there is there's a membrane on the back side of the ribs. If you use a spoon, you can actually pull that right off of there. Let me zoom in and show you how to do it. It's something you should do every time you make ribs, and I would say I do it 95% of the time, and every once in a while when I forget, boy, it's obvious the first bite you take into them. So let me show you how to do this. So before you do this, you want to start with a paper towel folded in half. It makes it easiest. Now, we're just going to take our spoon here, and you see we find a spot where we can start it. I just started this little edge, and then what I do is I kind of put my thumb underneath the membrane, and I'm picking right where there's a bone here. I'm going to lift up on this membrane, and I'm going to push my spoon right along that bone upside down. Just wiggle it a bit. You don't want to tear the membrane. You just want to keep prying it up off of the back of the meat and the bones there. Kind of keep doing this here. Again, I'm just putting it in and twisting a little bit. It'll take you, 30 seconds to a minute to get all the way across here. And all you need to do is go across one of these. I can already see I might have a problem. I see a little cut here from the butcher shop where they made a spot in it. Let's see if we can get past that. Looks like we're gonna get past it just fine. All right, as we get to the very end here, we wanna make sure we get that all the way through. I like to just take the spoon and push it right on through. You wanna grab this piece of the membrane, put your finger right underneath it, and then I just take this and pull it toward the short end. There we go, we got that membrane off. Now, this meat, this fat, is very hard to hold. So we'll take the membrane, wrap it right in our paper towel, and then we just hold this down and slowly pull. We'll get the whole thing right off of there. With our membrane off, it's now time to season this. Now, you can season it any way you like. Typically on beef, salt, pepper, garlic is a great combination. Typically on pork, salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder with molasses and sugar or brown sugar is a tremendous mix. I'm gonna try something a little different. We do that very often, so we're gonna do a Creole seasoning. Now this, by the way, is salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, a little bit of cayenne, a couple of other things. but it doesn't have much black pepper. So I am gonna just do some black pepper on here as well. I'm gonna do this first. I'm gonna sort of layer it. Black pepper first, and then I'm gonna put my, my Creole seasoning on afterwards. You can certainly use a binder. You can rub mustard on this, all the things you've probably heard. I'm not gonna do any of that. The meat is still just moist enough. It'll work just fine the way it is. So with that, with that, I'm going to open up my pepper since this is the first time I've used it. Sprinkles out a lot better without the cover on there. All right, now I'm just going to go ahead and give this a bit of a shake on here. I don't want to go crazy, but I definitely want it peppered. I go up high enough that I get a nice even coating across this whole thing. Now you can season your ribs any way you want to do them. Salt, pepper, garlic is kind of traditional for beef dishes. What I like to do on pork style items is salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic, and a little bit of brown sugar or sugar and molasses. Today I'm going to do things a little different. That feels like the one we always have. So today I'm going to do is a little bit of this Creole seasoning. By the way, it's salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, peppers, etc. But it does not have a lot of black pepper in it. So I also brought out some black pepper. I'm going to sprinkle some of that on as well. I'm going to actually do the black pepper first because I'll be able to kind of see and control how much I'm putting on here. That's it. We've got a nice coating on there. I'm now going to go in with my Creole seasoning. All right. We just want to flip these guys over and we're going to repeat the process. All right, with these guys flipped over, it's now to do the same thing on this side. I'm just going on with my black pepper. Again, not too heavy, but I want some of that black pepper flavoring. You want to try and get an even coat on here. If you don't, it's not that critical. For 2 hours, we are going to wrap this, and that will infuse a lot of these flavors into the meat as well. Now, it is still morning time. Let's see. Yep, it's 9:10 in the morning, so this will be, I don't know, done around 3 o'clock. This is typically a 6-hour item. Now, I know you always say go by temperature, not time, but on these ribs, this 3-2-1 method's 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour. It is just about foolproof. It's going to be done between 5 and 6 hours, and you can decide whether you pull them off at 5, 5:15, 5:30, 5:45, 6. It really is up to you. They'll be done at the end of the 2. But having a nice cappuccino while I'm prepping this isn't too shabby. All right, today we're going to be using the Pit Boss Titan Smoker. Really love this thing. Press and hold the power button for about 3 seconds till it powers up. And now we're just going to set this for 225 degrees. All right, so we're just going to hit start here, and we'll drop this up to 225 degrees. Set that timer. Oop. I did not hit set. All right, got it set to 225. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. What I am going to do is I went ahead and put 2 racks in here. I'm going to put the ribs on the top rack and 2 racks on the middle rack. And just to keep a bunch of grease from dropping down into the smoker, I'm going to put 2 pans in here. In just a minute, I'm going to get some parchment paper, roll it out over that, just to kind of make the cleanup a little easier. When a smoker first kicks on, you'll see a lot of this sort of white smoke. It almost even burns your eyes. It's not good cooking smoke. That's just the start of the fire. So I am going to take this paper that I just did. I'm going to fold each side under a little bit. Now the nice thing about this butcher paper is I've never had it catch on fire or burn, but it does make cleanup a lot easier. Normally you use it to wrap your meat, but that will be perfect. Any drippings will just drip right down onto that, and we'll just be able to throw that away and clean these real easy. Just going to open this up, get this rack pulled out. What I love about these slide out racks is it makes it so easy to load meat and stuff in here. Put it right onto the grill. All right, slide this guy in, pull our upper rack out. Put my ribs on here. Now what I like to do is I like to kind of push the ribs back in. I want to compress them so they're not stretched out too far and get too dry. All right, with that, close this up. Now remember, I said these are 3-2-1 ribs. Really simple. The first is 3 hours at 225 unwrapped. All right, it's been 3 hours. My timer just went off. Let's open this up. We'll show you what they look like. We'll take them out, wrap them, and put them in for 2 more hours. All right, let's take a look at these guys and see how they're doing. Yeah. Looks good. I can see it pulling from the bones a little bit. All right, those ribs are looking good. I went ahead and cut 3 pieces of butcher paper, pretty good length. What I want is enough room to wrap the sides and flip it over 1.5 times. That'll be good for this. Now you can wrap them in foil or butcher paper. If you like your ribs sort of fall off the bone, tin foil is going to be a way to seal in more of that moisture and make them a little bit more tender. I actually like to have just a little bit of a bite or a little bit of a chew, so we're going to do them in paper. All right, so we've got our rack. I just laid it right down on this paper. Now what I like to do is, I've got a little cutting board here. You can baste your ribs in whatever you want. It's not uncommon that I will use just a couple of drops of apple juice. That's a good one. I've done it with just water. And this time I'm going to do it with just a couple of tabs of butter. Probably doing about a tablespoon or so of butter total with 2 half tablespoon slats here. Just doing this. That's it. Now, what I want to do is take these ribs. It's hot, but that's okay. Put that butter right in the bottom for a moment. I'm going to wrap it this direction. Seal this over. And then I'm going to wrap it this next direction. That way it's sitting upright and that butter is right on top. And put this in and I'm going to get the next one ready. All right, again, flip that right upside down on there. That way when I wrap it, that's going to be on the top. Okay, so again, take my paper, wrap it right over. Take my side, flip that in. Take this side, flip that in. I don't care about making this perfect, but I just don't want the ends to be hanging on. There we go. And if you look closely, you can see my 4 squares where the butter is. The next one, pop that right in there. Close this up. We've got one more thing to do. We're going to do some baked potatoes. So I'm just going to take some baked potatoes, wrap them up in foil with a little bit of butter around them. We're going to toss them right in there and let them go for the next 2 hours. Remember, this is 3-2-1 ribs. It's 2 hours wrapped. Alexa, set a 2-hour timer. Over here. Yeah, right here. Hey, do me a favor. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more like it, subscribe to the channel and click on that little bell notification so you get notified of new videos. Thanks. Whew. We'll do them on this next rack. That thing's so darn tall, they might not fit in there. I'm telling you, that is a massive potato. All right. Close this up, 2 hours. All right, it has been 2 hours and 20 minutes later. I know we said 2 hours. We were out running an errand. It's okay. It's going to be just fine. Let's go ahead and open this up. We'll take one of those racks out. We'll show you what they look like. And then the last part is up to an hour uncovered. And this is where you're going to baste it or mop it with barbecue sauce or whatever flavoring you ultimately want to put on it. So give me just a minute. I'll turn this around toward the smoker and we'll put one of these. Actually, you know what? Let me just grab one. We'll put it right here and show you. Open this up and set it on this tray just while we're cooking each of these. But man, let me kind of show you what this is looking like. You can see the pullback on each of these bones. These just look absolutely great. I'm going to gently pick this up and put it onto this, this tray. It smells some kind of an amazing out here. I am going to, those are good. I'm going to go ahead and do some of my barbecue sauce in here. I'm doing Sweet Baby Ray's. Now, I'm not a big fan of really, really messy ribs. Like, I don't want them just running down my face. So I'm not going to put a ton on here. And then anybody that wants more can obviously put them on themselves. So I'm just going to do this first one right here. Putting some on there, and I'm just going to use using a little brush instead of a mop. But I'm going to spread this out on here. And now, just going to pick up this rack and put it right here on the top. I'll close this down. Now remember, 3, 2, 1, we have an hour uncovered. I check them about every 15 minutes. At the end of the day, they are ready to go, ready to eat. But what we're trying to do is tack up or gum up that sauce that we're putting on the outside and just get a little bit more of that, that smoky char on the outside of them. All right, it's been another 20 minutes. So in our 3, 2, 1, that last 1 hour period, I actually started a little bit late. I was about 15 minutes in. We've done 2 now separate bastings at 20 to 25 minutes each. So we're sitting right here at the time to go ahead and take this off. I'm going to go ahead and get my tray. And I'm just using a cookie sheet that I'm going to put all these on and just make it a little bit easier. So reach my hand underneath there and pop them right onto this little tray. Man, they look good. And we'll do this one up here on the top as well. Now we're going to let them sit for about 10 minutes or so. Actually, you know what? We're not gonna. I'm going to taste one of these right now. And then I'll bring them in and let the family have them in about 10 more minutes after they set. But I'm going to grab one of these and just give it a shot. Now, if we wanted to give this a shot, we can just take this and right down here between these two bones. Oh. Do the same with the next one here. We have one we can try. Got my napkin handy because something tells me I'll need it. And we've got our rib here. It's gonna be hot. I'm gonna just give it a shot. Wow. All right, amazing flavor. You saw we wrapped this in butcher paper. Had we wrapped this in foil and added a couple of tablespoons of apple juice or something like that, this would have been just fall apart. But I like the fact that you can grab this by the bone, hold on to it, it doesn't fall right off, yet it's so tender, it just bites through easily. And the bone still comes out perfectly clean. There you go. Pretty simple. 3-2-1 style ribs. Pull the skin off, baste them in some kind of sauce that you enjoy. We're using Sweet Baby Ray's, but use your favorite. And then this is tender, but still stay on the bone style. Safe and happy smoking, y'all. We'll see you next time. There you have it. Bye, y'all.